Hi, I'm Joe Blow and this is Breaking Free. Is your mind more like a prison or more like a playground? If you said prison, you may be interested in my book, How to Be Free. It's a get out of jail free card and a passport back to the playground. Beautiful on the inside? Probably not. Don't worry, neither am I. If you're a woman, what matters is whether you're beautiful on the outside. If you have a pretty face and a trim figure, people might not notice how ugly you are on the inside.
Why does our culture place so much emphasis on female beauty? It's not just shallow guys like me who are obsessed. Just look at the covers of the women's magazines. Even the drag queens want a piece of the action.
Let's face it, we're all pretty ugly on the inside. There's a lot about us that just isn't very lovable. Wouldn't it be great if we could find someone who was so full of love that they could love even someone as disagreeable as ourselves?
We're ugly inside because the wounds of life have made us angry or resentful or depressed. What we read as physical beauty in a woman is signifiers of youth, characteristics such as smooth skin, wide eyes, round cheeks, a rosy complexion in those who have fair skin, and an absence of facial hair, except around the eyes. Our ancestors were hairy and had sloping foreheads. This is something they had in common with chimpanzees. We're not actually descended from chimpanzees, but from a common ancestor. Over our evolution, we lost most of our body hair and the structure of our skulls became more childlike. We can see that this is the case by comparing the adult human with the chimpanzee fetus. Like us, the chimp fetus has hair on its head, but a mostly hairless body. And by comparing an infant chimpanzee to an adult, we can see that its forehead and chin are similar to our own, while the adult has a protruding jaw and sloping forehead. Our appearance as a species is a product of sexual selection for childlike appearance. The zoological term for this tendency is neoteny. We are a neotenous species. Why would this be the case? Why would adults who happen to retain childlike features into maturity be more attractive breeding partners? What makes we humans different from other animals is our tendency to be psychologically insecure. Our more complex personalities are an accumulation of psychological wounds and the ways in which we try to compensate for them. Other animals can be psychologically scarred by mistreatment, but they don't appear to have our tendency to question their own worth in the light of their treatment by others, or feel guilty in the face of their unreachable ideals. We have a really hard time loving ourselves, and as a result we have a deep hunger to be loved. Since our psychological scars are accumulated over the course of our life, it is natural to see in the inexperienced child a symbol for our loving nature. On a subconscious level, when we see childlike physical characteristics in an adult woman, we receive the message that she has a loving nature. Of course, it is purely irrational. There is no rational reason to expect a pretty woman is more loving than a woman we might view as ugly. In fact, her prettiness may have made her the focus of mistreatment. One variation on this phenomena has been those cultures where chubbiness has competed with childlike features as an indicator of a loving nature. Where not everyone has enough to eat, it makes sense that the well-fed would be viewed as being more likely to be loving. The more unloved we feel, the more fixated we may be on the false advertising of physical beauty. The man believes the physically beautiful woman will be able to love him, and the woman that being physically beautiful will win her love. There is a heavy price paid for this obsession. If you're a woman, it must be disheartening to, at least some of the time, be valued according to what you do or don't symbolise, rather than who you are, what you think, and what you are capable of contributing to the world in other ways. Then there are eating disorders, plastic surgery, the whole mess. For all of us, there is the possibility that our relationships may be blighted by an inability to distinguish between the reality and the illusion. One response to this has been the body acceptance movement. This encourages women to stop criticising themselves for being overweight or a bit flabby, or having some stretch marks or physical scars, etc. Love yourself as you are is the message. This is a good idea. Unconditional self-acceptance is the substance of mental health, and that includes acceptance of our body. Some have criticised this movement as a disincentive for obese women to lose weight when it would be good for their health to do so. I don't think this need be the case. Take me. I need to lose some weight, but that doesn't mean I don't accept myself as I am. The motive for losing weight should not be that I will be unacceptable until I do, but that, while I'm acceptable either way, I can have a more enjoyable life if I'm healthier. There are enough positive reasons for improving our lot in life without the need for negative ones. If we love someone, we want the best for them, and that applies just as much to ourselves as to anyone else we may love. To say that we are acceptable is simply to say that we are worthy of love.
But it's not just our physical scars that need to be loved.
It is a hunger for love in our social world that drives our obsession with physical beauty. The key to feeding that hunger is learning to love ourselves, learning to accept our inner ugliness until it is transformed through that acceptance into generosity of spirit. After all, we aren't going to make friends with an old pit bull if we keep insisting that he should be a cute Labrador puppy. That's just going to piss him off and make him even less agreeable. We have to embrace him in all of his grand and grumpy ugliness, and when we have done that, we will find that we long to know and embrace the little monster inside others.
Physical beauty as we know it now is like a beacon in the darkness, but when the light of our love of ourselves and each other dawns, we will find it where we never saw it before. We will see it everywhere. You'll find the ebook version of How to Be Free on iBooks, Smashwords, Kobo and Barnes & Noble, or you can buy the paperback copy from Amazon. You'll find the links down below, and you'll also find a link to my Facebook page. If you liked this video, share it with your friends. If you hated it, then bitch about it on Twitter.